Okay, number 4 and the last one in the series is using the watercolor pencils. These are absolutely amazing. They're like magic. Now they come in 2 packets. Let me find the page. Watercolor pencils, you have 2 assortments with 13 in the larger assortment and 10 in the second assortment with a whole huge variety of colors. I don't have mine in the box. I've just got a few here for samples to share with you today. So I've just selected a few colors here, the watercolor pencils. They're just like ordinary pencils. Now I'm using the flower from here, the Art in Bloom, to stamp. Now I'm going to stamp it in StazOn because I will be using some watercoloring. So it is always better to be safe. So let me just ink this up. Give it a good going. Now I've got it on the foam mat because it is a photopolymer stamp and we want a nice crisp image. And a good press. You can see I've used the stamp. StazOn does stain your stamp. It doesn't mean there's the stamp is ruined or anything like that. It just stains the stamp, as does red, etc. But it's okay. It doesn't take away from them at all. It's really nice and sticky, this. There we go. Okay, we have 3 flowers. And I'll pop that to one side. Now, there are a couple of ways of doing this with the, and I have not got that there. Here it is, tucked under here. So you can use it with a watercolored water painter, which we're going to be using, and you can use it with a blender pen. So let's start off. We'll do both. The great thing about these actually is that you can scribble. You don't need to be, unless you want to just colour in with the colour, if you know what I mean, like you don't want to blend it in. I'm going to do the same colour on 2 flowers so that you can see the difference between the two ways of using them. So as you can see, I'm not being overly precise. Just going in, and I'll do a little bit of yellow in the middle. And a little bit of orange on that as well, I think. Now with these, if you want to add colour once you've, say, wet them, you need to let them dry first. And these just on that. So I'm just following the lines really. And I've also got, so this is, sorry, I should be telling, that's Daffodil Delight. Bermuda Bay was the first colour I used, and this is Night of Navy. So I'm just going to add some dark in there. Just, you don't, as I say, it's not, you don't have to be precise. There you go. A bit more yellow up there. Okay, so I'm going to use the water painter first. Just make sure that the nib is wet. Yep. And I'll start off with the blue. Now, when you put this colour on, the water on, you don't need a lot. And as soon as you put it on, it really, really changes quite dramatically. Really makes the colour pop. I just love what it does. It makes you feel like you're a really good artist. So I'm just going around doing the blues. And you see why you don't need to worry so much about the exactness of your placement of the pencil, because you are just spreading it out as you go. And as I say, you don't want it too wet. Look at that, isn't that amazing? Just really love how the colours pop. And then I am going to wipe on a tissue my brush and go back and do the yellow. Just need to get a bit of water down. There we go. You don't want too much. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, so now let's do the same thing again. Try not to take, well, I can do a couple, just do a couple of petals to show you. Don't need to do the whole thing. And I'll do this one as well. And a bit of the Night of Navy. And a bit of the yellow. Do that as well. And we're going to use the blend pen for this one. Make sure that it's got no other colour on it. A bit of red. Okay, so by using this, you're just doing exactly the same thing that you would do with the brush. You've probably got a little bit more control over this. And you are just wetting that. There we go. So that's the two options for you in using the watercolor pencils. So they are called watercolor pencils, so obviously you can watercolor. The colors are deeper when you use the blender pen, but the choice is entirely up to you. I love how those colors pop. You just go down from, you know, like just a scribble, and then you just use some water or the blender pen, and look at that. I just think it's quite magic. Just love what it does. Very magic. So a couple of cards that I have made with these, showing you one that I completed with that one actually, with these flowers. I've used purples and yellows on that card, and that's using that magic embossing folder and putting that on the back. And this is the Delicate Dahlias. This was from Celebration at the beginning of the year, and these are all this is using the watercolor pencils. Really popped color. So I hope you've gained some ideas for coloring, all the fantastic coloring options that we have. I'll just bring the catalogue back. So many to choose from. Most of them are on this page here. You've got your ink pads, your blends, your pastels, and your watercolor pencils, and the watercolor pen. And these are all the colours that we have here available for inks, etc. So enjoy, have a play. Most of these things, it's just playing and enjoying and enjoying and creating beautiful colour. So thank you so much, and love to see any creations that, or any ideas that you have that I didn't cover. Thank you so much.